All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. The honors go out to the apostles and elders, great millstone, Harun, teach well. Shalom, Barakim to you, brothers and sisters out there. Salakim. This is Brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville Camp in Lord willing. This lesson is edifying to the elect. All right, I wanted to go into the word patient, all right, because it's something that we have to be, all right, and we have to, pray and acquire more, more patience as the days go on, because we don't know how much longer we're going to be here, all right, and then even dealing with yourself as an individual, you'll find yourselves in certain situations, mentally, physically. It might be financial, it might be woman problems, children problems, whatever lowest state you're in. You have to be patient, all right, because you don't know when Yahweh Bashmel Shai is going to lift you out of that. You don't know when you're going to be taken out of that furnace and given a break, okay? Because you have some days where, of course, things bother you, but you're ultimately fine. But then certain days come, or certain events come, and it just, completely rocks your ship. But in the midst of a storm, you just got to be patient. All right? Because imagine you're in a ship in the middle of the ocean, and the Lord told you, really pursuant to Sirach 2 and 10, as long as you continue to serve me, you're not going to perish. You're going to be okay. There's going to be a lot of bad storms out here on the ocean. The sea is a terrifying place to be, especially at night. But even when there's no, sun in the sky, you always have the light. Okay? So the ship's going to rock. Waves are going to hit, the side of the boat and all that. And, at times it may seem, like there's no hope, but the reality is there is. Okay, and you just have to be patient. Eventually you're going to hit shore. Eventually you're going to make it to point B. Okay? You left A and you're going to get to B eventually, man. Even if you got to take a detour, even if it takes longer than you expected, even if it was harder than you expected, which, this truth shouldn't be harder than you expect, because you should already expect it to be top tier difficulty, which is why it tells us in Matthew 7, only a few are actually going to go through the straight gate. Okay, but I got the word for patient, and as you can see, edamonline.com. And it says mid-14th century, capable of enduring misfortune, suffering, etc. without complaint. Now, don't get it twisted. You can most definitely complain. All right, and as a matter of fact, Yahweh Shemel Shai wants you to be complaining, because it shows that you're vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Now, it's important to make mention of there's a big difference between complaining and bitching, or complaining and moaning. All right, there's a time and a place to complain. There's a time and a place to vent to brothers. There's a time and a place for everything. Ecclesiastes 3. Okay? And don't complain too much. You'll complain about certain things, but more than complaining, every second of every day, we ought to be grateful and thankful and appreciative unto Yahweh Shemel Shai, the things that we have. Appreciate the things you have. Don't complain about the things you don't. Because especially, brothers and myself here in Nashville, one thing we like to, mention is how, it could be better, but it could be a lot worse. All right. And everything that we're doing now, going to work and, having a bag of holes and women problems, all the things that you deal with now, you could be dealing with as a regular dude in the world without the knowledge. Or even worse, you could be having all these problems and clocking into work, because none of us want to clock into work for Esau, Edom, and work dead end jobs and barely get paid. No, we don't want to do that. All right, but at least you're an Israelite doing that, and you're an Israelite in the truth. You could be an Edomite working at the same job. You see, so we got to be grateful and appreciative. Okay? It says, slow to anger, self-restrained, having the temper which endures trials and provocations, awaiting or expecting an outcome calmly and without discontent. The meaning pertaining to a medical... Well, okay, that's something different. But, yeah, that's the point. Enduring. All right, like Yahushua said in Matthew 24, because you were called. All right, there's no debating that. You were called to the faith. The question is, are you chosen? All right, like it says in Matthew 22, many are called, but few are chosen. How do you know if you're chosen? If you finish. All right, you're not chosen because you did 3 videos. All right, you're not chosen because you went on a fast. You're not chosen because you're in the camp. You're chosen if you finished the course. All right, and we're not at the end yet, so don't get comfortable. All right, Matthew 24:13, it's in red, which means Yahushua spoke these words. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So if you want to actually receive your crown, well, really, you already have your crown. But the Lord said, let no man take your crown. You have to maintain it. So if you want, to receive salvation on the first go around, if you want to be saved, if you want the manifestation of your crown, then you have to finish the course. Just like Apostle Paul did. Which, well, really, technically, he didn't. Because he's back on the earth now. All right, doing it all over again. Not all over again in the sense of back when he was Apostle Paul, it was vain. No. But because, the elect have followed the Lord in many lives. All right, but best believe he's doing a wonderful job again. As he did through the Spirit and Prophet Yahweh Shemel Shai before. But when he was Apostle Paul, when he passed away, when he was, I believe he was beheaded at Rome, he completed his course for that life. All right, he was a good and faithful servant. 2 Timothy chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 6. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord the righteous judge shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me. All right, Philippians 2:12. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Utilize your talent. Utilize your portion. Understand that everybody is different. You might not do as much as the next man. All right? You might not be as good as the next man in certain things, but you're good at something, and you have a portion. You were given the Holy Spirit. Utilize it. All right? Make your calling and election sure. You see? You got to continue to be patient. You got to continue to endure suffering. You got to continue to do the work. This is a spiritual war, is it not? So gird up yourselves like a man, because the Lord will demand you. All right, and answer thou me. So you just got to continue to go through it. Like it says, consider not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you. All right, it happens to all of us. All right, yes, different levels, but the understanding is, you can't look at a brother and say, oh, he don't catch as much hell as me. First of all, what kind of mindset are you in? All right, to be even thinking like that, comparing your lot to another man. Then we don't even know what each other go through. Okay? You never know. And who cares? We're on the same team. I'm tired of Jake competing with one another when we're on the same team. Who gives a fuck if you got 9 points and I got 4? We're fighting for the same ring, man. We're on the same team. All right? And everybody is good at their own things. I might have 10 assists, you might have 2. It doesn't matter. As long as everybody plays their role, the team is gonna win. Which ultimately the team is already gonna win. It's predestined. You just want to maintain your position within that team. All right, but the point is, Yahweh Shemel Shai is putting all of us through the perfect amount of hell for us as individuals. Okay, so something that may seem light to you is fucking with another man bad. And something that is hard to you, somebody else may be like, well, what the hell is he tripping for? Which is why we have to be understanding of one another, and we have to appreciate and love one another and support one another. Okay? Don't belittle your brother. Don't look down on him. Serve one another. All right, so Lord willing that this lesson was edifying. Before I close, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bahashim Archa HaKodash. No honors go out to the apostles and elders, Great Millstone.